This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. Since the price of new and used vehicles continues to soar, a lot of people are just fixing up the cars they already own because they can't afford to get a new one. And that's helping out the aftermarket business. The German supplier Mahle announced that its aftermarket unit increased its sales last year by 18.5% to just over 1 billion euros, which is a record for the company. And as long as prices remain high, the aftermarket business should continue to thrive. Is Kia planning on coming out with an electric pickup truck? Sure looks that way. Auto Forecast Solutions reports that Kia will produce a pickup at Hyundai's recently announced EV plant in Georgia starting in early 2026. The pickup will be built on the Hyundai Group's E-GMP platform. But that's all the details we have for now. Auto Forecast also says that the electric version of the Genesis G70 will be built at the same plant starting in 2026. It too will be based on the E-GMP platform. The largest supplier of batteries in the world for EVs is looking to expand its presence in North America. Reports say CATL is eyeing Mexico for its next facilities so it can supply batteries to Tesla and Ford. The battery maker will build at least 2 new plants in North America. There's still a possibility it could produce batteries in the U.S. as well, and would spend up to $5 billion on the projects. By setting up shop in North America, it not only puts CATL in close proximity to its buyers, but it's a hedge against any geopolitical tensions or trade sanctions between the U.S. and China, and against any kind of political problems that could arise within China itself.
We want to know what drives your testing. OTA, connected car, diagnostics, remote testing. Intrepid Control Systems is here to help you work from anywhere. Intrepid Control Systems, driven by your data.
Hyundai is serious about developing VTOLs or passenger drones. Yesterday, it showed off a cabin concept for an eVTOL, and now Hyundai is partnering with Rolls-Royce to collaborate on fuel cell-powered passenger drones. That's Rolls-Royce, the aviation company, not the car maker. The two are separate. Hyundai and Rolls will work on bringing hydrogen fuel cells, storage systems, and infrastructure to the aerospace market. And they plan to show off a fuel cell aircraft prototype in 2025. Porsche is sharing more details about its future electric plans. CEO Oliver Blume revealed that it's planning to come out with a new all-electric high-end SUV that will likely be positioned above the Cayenne. The model will be manufactured at the company's plant in Leipzig, Germany, which is where the electric version of the Macan will also be built. Porsche also revealed that its 718 cars, meaning the Boxster and Cayman, will be electric only by the middle of the decade. Once a vehicle is built, it has to be moved around to various stations before being loaded up and shipped off. But up until now, this required a worker behind the wheel. BMW is testing a pilot project at one of its plants where 7 Series vehicles will move themselves through the assembly area and then on to logistics. Now, you might think it's just tapping into the car's autonomous sensors, but that's not the case. Stationary LiDAR units in the plant make digital renderings of the environment, including objects and the vehicle's location, which is then sent to real-time planning software that accelerates, steers, brakes, and parks the car. The project is scheduled to last for several months before being adapted to other models at the same plant, and then on to other facilities after that.
There are a few key reasons to start a business in Michigan. First of all, it's the talent. Second, Michigan is wired for winning. Third, the ecosystem here is really focused on supporting businesses in the market.
At Schaeffler, we pioneer motion. Electrifying mobility. Manufacturing smarter. Reducing CO2 emissions. Making energy production clean. Schaeffler pioneers motion to advance how the world moves.
Chevy revealed way more details about the all-electric Blazer EV, and let's dive right into it. We're seeing a couple of firsts for the Ultium platform with this vehicle. It's the first to feature front-wheel drive. I think the Equinox EV will also be front-wheel drive, but Chevy hasn't revealed that yet. But the Blazer EV is also the first to be used as a police vehicle, and based on the range estimates, I believe it's the first to use a 10-module battery pack, which should roughly be 85 kilowatt hours. It will also likely have a 12-module pack, like the Cadillac Lyriq, which is roughly 102 kilowatt hours. And in the Blazer EV, it will return an estimated range of up to 320 miles. The front-wheel drive version is estimated to have 247 miles of range. A Performance SS version will be available as well, and it comes standard with all-wheel drive. A 255 kilowatt electric motor in the rear and a 180 kilowatt motor in the front combine for 557 horsepower and 648 pound-feet of torque. In WOW, or Wide Open Watts mode, which is like GMC's WTF or Watts to Freedom mode, this EV will do 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. The Blazer EV SS also comes standard with Brembo front brakes, a sport-tuned chassis, and Super Cruise. Pricing for the Blazer EV starts at about $45,000 and ranges up to roughly $66,000 for the SS version. It will be built in Mexico, and the first examples go on sale in about a year from now. Toyota is continuing its push into fuel cells. It's teaming up with Isuzu and Hino to develop light-duty electric commercial trucks that run on hydrogen in Japan in early 2023. But as Toyota has said, it will not commit fully to all electric yet. It wants to give customers a choice of what they want, so it's also working with Daihatsu and Suzuki to develop a mini commercial van BEV for Japan that will be launched in 2023 as well. Toyota will also help build the hydrogen and charging infrastructure in the areas where the vehicles will be offered. The Honda Civic is turning 50 years old. The model was launched in 1972 in Japan and went on sale in the US the following year. Since then, Honda has sold nearly 30 million Civics worldwide, which is now in its 11th generation. Not surprisingly, it's the longest-running nameplate in Honda's history and its best-selling vehicle ever. And the model is still going pretty strong. Nearly 264,000 were sold last year in the U.S. market, and the new model won the 2022 North American Car of the Year award. But that wraps up today's show. Thank you for tuning in.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering, boost your game. Schaeffler, we pioneer motion. And by the Michigan Economic Development Corporation.